Welcome to Rolling Hills Radio. Join us for an hour of music and conversation from Shawbucks in Jamestown, New York. Tonight's guest is John Gorka. Now please welcome our host, Ken Hartley with Mandy Andrews.
There's a man on the radio telling me something I didn't know. I've got to back and get my stuff straight. Things took a turn for the worse. I gotta leave, but there's things to do first. I would say goodbye, but it's getting late. There's a girl looking out the door. Can you tell me when you'll be back? Oh, my darling, I would like to stay forever. But you know I'll be back soon, maybe never. I don't want to leave alone. It's dark and I'm chilled to the bone. Oh Lord, I'm in a terrible state. You know I'm gonna miss this love. You know you're the one I'm thinking of. I remember when life was great. Oh, there's a girl looking out the door. Can you tell me when you'll be back? Oh, my darling, I would like to stay forever. But you know I'll be back soon and maybe never. See that you are lonesome. What a dark night this life has become. I'm walking down that silent trail. You know you can be by my side, even though you think your heart has died. You can come up from behind your veil. There's a girl looking out the door. Can you tell me when you'll be back? Oh, my darling, I would like to stay forever. But you know I'll be back soon or maybe never. Soon or maybe never. Maybe never.
Rolling Hills Radio is funded in part by the New York State Council on the Arts Decentralization Re-Grant Program with support from the New York State Legislature and Governor Andrew Cuomo and administered by the Tri-County Arts Council. It is also funded by the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation. Rolling Hills is underwritten in part by the Jamestown Gazette, the hometown newspaper with good news. Sponsorship is provided by the National Comedy Center, the Great Blue Heron Festival, Lost Recording Studio, Chautauqua Music, and Cranky Plate Productions.
Thank you, Julius Eastlahandy. Welcome to Rolling Hills Radio. We're brought to you from Shawbucks, the club concert venue nestled in the entertainment district of Jamestown, New York, right across the street from the National Comedy Center. On Rolling Hills Radio, you'll hear grassroots Americana from a wide range of genres. And this episode, we're privileged to welcome on our stage one of the most respected figures in American music. We're going to devote the entire show to this man. Since he burst onto the folk scene in the mid-'80s, he's released 15 critically acclaimed CDs. He's collaborated with other folk artists like Nancy Griffith, Mary Chapin Carpenter, and Ani DeFranco. He's appeared on a whole lot of compilation albums. Rolling Stone called him, quote, the preeminent male singer-songwriter of what has been dubbed the new folk movement. So here he is with I'm From New Jersey. Please welcome John Gorka to the Rolling Hills Radio stage.
Thank you, Ken. This is a song from the land of my people. Here's more. I'm from New Jersey. I don't expect too much. If the world ended today, I would adjust. I'm from New Jersey. No, I don't talk that way. I watch too much TV when I was young. I'm from New Jersey. My mom's Italian. I've read those mafia books. We don't belong. There were girls from New Jersey who had that great big hair. Once found in shopping malls, I will take you there. I'm from New Jersey. It's not like Texas. No, there is no mystery. I can't pretend. I'm from New Jersey. It's like Ohio, but even more so. Imagine I know which exit and where I'm bound. The tolls on the parkway, they will slow you down. New Jersey people, they will surprise you, 'cause they're not expected to do too much. They will try harder, they may go further, 'cause they never think that they are good enough. I'm from New Jersey. I don't expect too much. If the world ended today, I would adjust. Yes, I would adjust. I would adjust.
John Gorka.
Thank you very much.
Joyzy.
Thank you very much.
You grew up in New Jersey, and you started playing music. You started playing the banjo as a kid. Do I have that
Yeah,
right?
I love the sound of the banjo. I guess hearing it on the Beverly Hillbillies, when Flat and Scruggs appeared on the Beverly Hillbillies, and plus the theme song, I just love that sound. And the first banjo I got a tenor banjo, and I found out it was the wrong kind of banjo for the sound I wanted to get out of it. But eventually I got a 5-string.
And then you started playing guitar.
Yeah, my brother plays guitar, and so he had one. He showed me some chords, and he had a bunch of songbooks, and I started playing guitar about 6 months later, and I started to write songs right away.
You were writing songs right out of the gate.
Well, because the way it worked out was that the things I came up with on my own sounded better than my bad versions of other people's songs. So eventually I learned more chords, and my songs sounded like songs.
Oh, okay, you got the
took a while.
song thing,
Yeah.
and it took a while. Now, let's see if I have this right. So you did that for a bit, and you were playing out, and things were going really well. And then 1984 came along, and you got the Kerrville New Folk Award.
Right, yeah.
And then all hell broke loose.
Oh, well, yeah, thanks.
Is that right? You started opening for people like Nancy Griffith.
Right, yeah, Nancy Griffith, I opened for her early in 1984 at Godfrey Daniels Coffee House. Godfrey Daniels is kind of the key to everything. It was where I found out the kind of thing I wanted to do, and then I was a volunteer there and went to the open mics, started hosting the open mics, and started doing opening acts, and some of those people opened doors for me in other parts of the country. Like Nancy Griffith recommended I enter the new folk competition when I opened for her early in 1984.
Yeah, and that worked out great. And tell us about this thing called the Fast Folk Movement.
Oh, the Fast Folk Musical Magazine. That was a project out of Greenwich Village. It started, the first issue was published in February of 1982. It was a 20-page magazine and like a full vinyl record, mostly of unknown acoustic singer-songwriters, with a few well-known people like Dave Van Ronk and Tom Paxton. Were all encouraged that whole scene.
Wow.
And it was very exciting because there wasn't a lot of interest from record companies in acoustic singer-songwriters. So here were people who didn't have record deals and just getting started who got airplay. Suzanne Vega was one of the first people. She was on that very first record.
And Lyle Lovett?
I think he came in a little bit later on, yeah.
Other people that were Tracy Chapman, Christine Lavin, Richard Schindel. You played with him.
Well, yes, I was in. I was in the Razzie Desi Spasm Band. I was one of the founding members. Sorry to be a name dropper like that, but as I say, some people, life isn't fair. Some people just get the big breaks early. But Richard, who was a couple years younger than the rest of us, but he joined the band and he lived in the same dormitory at Moravian College in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. And so he doesn't like me to talk about that. So I don't talk about that.
All right, okay. Why don't you play a song and then we'll talk about that.
That sounds good.
All right, great.
Okay.
John Gorka.
This is a song from my first record that came out in the late 1900s. I saw a stranger with your hair, tried to make her give it back, so I could send it off to you, maybe Federal Express, 'cause I know you'd miss it. I saw another with your eyes, the flash just turned my head. I went to try them on for size, but they looked the other way, and they wouldn't listen. But you're never hard to find in a crowd. The people around you smiling out loud. Their feet don't touch the ground. No, their feet don't touch the ground. No, their feet don't touch the ground. I heard a stranger with your voice. It took me by surprise. Again I found it wasn't you, just an angel in disguise, in for a visit. And by the way, how is my heart? I haven't seen it since you left. I'm almost sure it followed you. Could you sometime send it back? I'll buy the ticket. But you're never hard to find in a crowd. The people around you smiling out loud. Their feet don't touch the ground. No, their feet don't touch the ground. And no, their feet don't touch the ground. I saw a stranger with your hair. I saw another with your eyes. I heard an angel with your voice, yes. And by the way, how is my heart? By the way, how is my heart?
John Gorka.
Amelia K. Spicer singing my piano.
Amelia K. Spicer. Beautiful stuff, John.
Thank you very much.
You're renowned as a songwriter. We're going to get into that a little bit later, but you have a connection with Jack Hardy, if I got that right. And Jack Hardy might be one of the most influential people on songwriters, for songwriters who nobody's ever heard of.
Yeah.
The great Jack Hardy. Tell us about your connection.
Yeah, I met Jack at Godfrey Daniels Coffee House. The first opening act I ever did was in June of 1979, opening for Jack Hardy. And I had met him the first time he was there. And he was the first person I met who wrote songs on a schedule. His schedule was to finish a song a week. And I never heard that. I knew that authors, who would write novels, they would try to write a certain number of pages a day. But I didn't know songwriters could do that. I kind of just waited for inspiration to strike. And he said, that's a cop-out. If you work at it, you put yourself on a schedule, you'll write more songs and you'll improve faster. And that was a big deal to me. So first year I tried to write a song a month because I figured a song a week was too ambitious. And I ended up with more songs than months. And so the second year I moved to 2 songs a month, having a deadline at the 15th and at the end of the month. And Jack also had a gathering at his apartment in Greenwich Village. He called the Houston Street Hilton. And people would come in, and the idea was that a regular gathering of people would come in, and people would bring new songs. And the idea was if you had a regular group of people, they would know when you were making a breakthrough or when you were just kind of treading water. And so it was a great thing to have something to shoot for. I lived in Pennsylvania. I was kind of an outpatient of the fast folk Greenwich Village scene. And I was able to, I was about an hour and 20 minutes from the Holland Tunnel. I lived in Easton, Pennsylvania at the time. And it was just a great, very inspiring. Jack inspired me and encouraged me when I needed the encouragement the most, and he did that with a lot of people.
He did that with a lot of people. Now, we had a fellow on the show a little while back, Pat Maloney, who had also, Jack was his mentor, and Jack has a reputation of being very demanding, and I asked Pat, what was that like, and he said, I was scared to death of him. Yeah,
he had command presence. He was very much he would have been a great general, I think.
Okay.
So, but that he was a polarizing figure, but he was always great to me, and I'm ever thankful.
I can see why he was great to you. You're a very gifted songwriter. Well, why don't you play another one for us, John?
Okay, well, I got to figure out what I'm going to play. I write up a set list, but not till after. Okay.
Well, you must know at least one more song.
I think I do.
Okay, that'd be
We'll
great.
see. I think I do.
Okay.
I don't know all my songs. I know several of them. I think.
Okay, well, that'll get us through the hour, I think. So, ladies and gentlemen, John Gorka.
All right. Thanks a lot. I don't always sit when I play, but I figured with the technical reasons I would just stay in one place rather than get up and do the interpretive dance versions of my songs. This is a song I wrote with Pete Kennedy of the duo The Kennedys. Pete came up with the title, and we collaborated on the lyrics over the internet. And I came up with the tune and the chords, and I ran the chords by him, and he said they were okay. And it's a song that goes out to the truth. The truth might be having some trouble these days, so it's a song called True in Time. What is true in time? What is true in time? Does it really change with every season? Or is it always fixed and bound to reason? What is true in time? What is true in time? And the words I used to think were mine come back to me in another's lines. Yesterday comes back in rhyme. Yesterday comes back in rhyme. Yes, I look around and often find the past is either here or close behind. I look ahead and I could swear there was a path, now nothing's there. This crumpled map's too hard to read. It seems that time just picks up speed. It seems that time just picks up speed. If we find love in time, there's room for yours and mine. If what is true can change with every minute, then how can we believe or have faith in it? If I can sing long enough and make each song a song of love, then maybe every song comes true, true in time, true in time.
Beautiful. John Gorka.
Thank you. All right. Thanks for
Absolutely
clapping.
beautiful, absolutely beautiful. John, you've done 15 albums, and I have to say, you're the only person I know who's done that many albums, and every single one of them was critically acclaimed. There's not a clunker in the bunch.
Oh, that's nice of you. Thanks for saying that.
Beautiful stuff. Now, let me read some of the reviews and what people have said about you.
Uh-oh,
I know,
okay.
I know I'm going to talk about you, and you're right here.
All right.
And I'm going to ask you to talk about yourself, too.
I could turn my back so you could talk behind my back.
Tom Jurek said, relentlessly following his own idiosyncratic vision. AllMusic said, specializes in songs of regret. Another male counterpart of Nancy Griffith. Somebody said, songs of weary nostalgia. Songs of last chances, making the best of things.
Ooh.
So, is that accurate?
I don't know.
Is that the kind of, okay, that's sufficient. All right. Also, you've had lots of guests on your albums.
Yeah, that's one of the most fun things about making records is you can ask people who you admire to come and play and sing on them. That's a wild thing.
It must have been really something playing with people like Fairmount Convention and or Fairport Convention and Leo Kottke, people like that. And you've been on compilation albums as well as Dylan tribute, Kate Wolf, Phil Oakes, Pete Seeger. By the way, that last song you did was from your most recent album.
Right. Yeah, it's the title song of the most recent CD. Cool.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk more about that. We'll do that the next half of the show because there are some really cool things about that album that you're going to want to hear about. But in the meantime, you can play another song for us, couldn't you?
Do you have any ideas?
When I grow up, I want to be a tree.
Okay. All right, that's a good one. All right.
Thanks.
This is another sing-along. All the songs I've done so far have been sing-alongs. Okay. Amelia, would you want to come? I'm singing this on. This is a song about wanting to be a tree when you grow up, and the chorus goes, "I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach for the sky. I'm gonna reach till I know why." And some people do have choreography for this. Yeah. Okay. Some people consider this to be the cardio portion of my show. So. It's about mid-time, so okay, here we go. I'll say no more. Branching out. Take one. When I grow up, I wanna be a tree. Gonna make my home with the birds and the bees and the squirrels. They can count on me when I grow up to be a tree. I'll let my joints get stiff, put my feet in the ground, take the winters off and settle down. Keep my clothes till they turn brown. When I grow up, I'm gonna settle down. And I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach for the sky, reach for the sky, reach. I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach till I know why. That's nice, good extension. When the spring comes by, I'm gonna get real green. If the dogs come by, I'm gonna get real mean. On windy days, I'll bend and lean. When I grow up, I'm gonna get real green. If I should fall in storm or slumber, please don't turn me into lumber. I'd rather be a Louisville slugger, swinging for the seats. I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach for the sky. I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach till I know why. Feel the burn. I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach for the sky. I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach, I'm gonna reach till I know why, till I know why. Nice singing. Thanks very much.
That was John Gorka. You can find him at johngorka.com. We'll be back with much more from John and a very, very old folk song that we're all going to play together, so hang on for a minute. We'll be right back.
You are listening to Rolling Hills Radio with Ken Hartley, episode 96. If you would like to be part of our live studio audience, log on to rollinghillsradio.org to get your ticket today or call the Rolling Ticket Hotline at 716-294-0416. We'll be back after the break with more from John Gorka. The second half of our show begins in just a minute. Rolling Hills Radio is brought to you in part by the Jamestown Gazette, as well as the National Comedy Center, named by Time Magazine as one of the world's greatest places. Sponsorship is also provided by the Chautauqua Region Community Foundation and the Great Blue Heron Festival. If you would like to be included on the Rolling Hills email distribution list, send your email address to ken@rollinghillsradio.org. To hear or view this episode and all past episodes of Rolling Hills Radio, log on to rollinghillsradio.org. You can also find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And now, back to Rolling Hills Radio.
Thank you, Julius Isla Hanley. We have lots more to go here from Jamestown, New York. We're broadcasting right up the hill from the banks of the sultry Chattacoin River.
Sultry.
We're a non-commercial endeavor, so Rolling Hills depends on sponsors and underwriters for donations and foundation support. And thanks to that support, you can find us on non-commercial outlets from coast to coast and in South Africa on Global Community Radio. Yeah, South Africa. On Global Community Radio, as well as our YouTube channel. We've been determined to stay independent of pressure to appeal to a mainstream audience. Getting out of the mainstream of the mass media means that you will hear things that you probably couldn't hear elsewhere. For example, I was listening to a non-commercial radio station the other day, and I found out that there are commonly found ingredients in beauty products like whale vomit, crushed up beetles, and the urine of a cow. Julia, you look great tonight. Did you go with beetles or cow pee? Anyway, I'm making friends all over the set tonight. Well, I think John's ready to play another song for us. Ladies and gentlemen, John Gorka.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Thanks. With that, talk about non-commerciality. I think I was going to change. I'm going to change what the song I wanted to do. I'll do this one instead. It's horrible. Just horrible. I wanted to write a song about aging gracefully, but it didn't work out. So I got this instead. It's horrible. I do mention scrapple in the song. I learned about scrapple in Pennsylvania. I describe it as a pork-based breakfast meat. I figured it'd be gourmet types here. Sometimes I say it's like Spam without the health benefits. And I live in Minnesota where they make Spam, but I learned about the scrapple in Pennsylvania. And I've been to the Spam Museum in Minnesota. I played at the Spam Festival in Austin, Texas, the sister city of Austin, Minnesota. And I've been to the Spam Museum. I've been to the original one and also to the new one downtown. You got to go. You got to put it on your list, Spam. Yeah. But there's no Spam in this, just a little scrapple. And there is no Scrapple Museum as of yet. I started a Go Fund Yourself campaign to raise money for a Scrapple Museum, but it's not going well. Kind of anti-social media. Right. Okay, there's just a little scrapple in the song. Listen for it. People my age. People my age started looking gross. I cannot say all, and I shouldn't say most. I've seen them in the grocery. I've seen them up close. People my age started looking gross. Ooh. People my age are showing somewhere. There's holes where their teeth was, and their heads have gone bare. Their brains are shrinking, faces sinking into fat. And as for the mirror, we won't be looking into that. Ooh. People my age have started looking gross. Maybe not in Colorado or up the Silicon Coast. Back in Pennsylvania, I'd eat scrapple on toast. Those were my first steps on the road to looking gross. Ooh. Any eye contact I made during this song is purely accidental. People my age are looking overripe. Some are getting operations to tighten up what ain't tight. What gravity's ruined, they try to fix with a knife. What's pleasant in the darkness is plain scary in the light. Ooh, oh, gross.
John Gorka.
Non-commercial radio. Thanks for staying up late.
We're going to talk about your latest album. I don't feel like it now.
Plans have changed.
Yeah. Your latest album, you did it in a very unique way where people don't do this anymore, where you got some musicians together, you sat in a room around a microphone or something like that. You all just did it together.
Yeah, the old-fashioned way where I was playing and singing with all the other players, so all the players knew that what was going on in that room was what the record was going to sound like. We did have some guest singers come in afterwards, but that was the idea, the old-fashioned way, you know. And we had good visibility. I was in a little booth by myself, and the keyboard player was in a booth by himself, but everybody else was in the main room, the drummer, the bass player, the guitar player, the pedal steel. So everybody was there. So it was lots of fun, and it was a little scary to put all that, you know, kind of pressure on, have to make a record in 3 days. Those guys were great players, and they had fun too, because so much is done piece by piece. And I remember saying to you before, the drummer said about the other musicians, and we're all good enough to do it this way, but nobody ever lets us do it.
Sure,
but I'm just glad that it worked out.
Yeah, nowadays you can actually email your music to somebody and have them put their part on it and send it back, and you may never even meet them.
Right, yeah.
So that's a remarkable thing. And how about another song, John?
Okay, maybe I'll sing a song from the True in Time record. It's a song I wrote for my friends at Godfrey Daniels Coffee House, and it mentions Bethlehem and Bethlehem Steel and South Mountain. There's a light on the top of South Mountain that lights up every night. They call it the Star of Bethlehem. And also 7 miles away from Bethlehem is Nazarene, Pennsylvania, which is the home of Martin Guitars. And this is a song called Nazarene Guitar. The cool people had a meeting and decided that I wasn't one of them. So I took my Nazarene guitar, played it all the way to Bethlehem, where some kind people took me in before I even found that I was lost. Oh, my mind moved slowly, north side covered with moss. Nazarene guitar, South Mountain Star. Roads can scar and heal, words can heal and scar. But love lasts longer, love is stronger than steel. There's music in the valley, the sounds of how it feels. They welcomed me, the front door key to my dreams. Oh, the young and the poor tend to see the lower extremes. I listened in the wings, filling with sounds that were true. Oh, it seems I was given more than I was due. Nazarene guitar, South Mountain star. Roads can scar and heal, words can heal and scar. Oh, but love lasts longer. Love is stronger than steel. There's music in the valley, the sounds of how it feels. Future family had a meeting and decided that I could be one of them. So I took my Nazarene guitar, played it all the way from Bethlehem. Oh, I miss those hills that kept watch on me and my friends. Ah, but mostly it's the faces with me till the end. Though I slouched away, they'll be with me till the end.
John Gorka.
Thank you.
Well, John, let's talk about songwriting for a bit, if you
Okay.
don't mind.
I love talking about songwriting.
Okay, good. How do they start? Now, do you say to yourself, "Well, I'm going to write this one in 6/8 time," or "I'm going to write this one with this particular rhyme scheme"?
Yeah, you can do. You can have little challenges for yourself. To see what, like little exercises, and sometimes actual good things come out of it. Other times they're just exercises, and maybe it'll help something further down the line. But the songs can come in any way. They could come from an image, a lyrical image. It could come from like a little doodad that you play on your guitar, or it could be a chord progression, or it could be a melody that comes to you without an instrument. So there's no one way. You just kind of have to be ready.
Yeah, you have to be ready.
Yeah.
When it arrives.
Yeah, and then get out of the way.
Wow.
Yeah, let the song come. Let it be what it wants to be, and it works out better that way, I think.
You've been at this for a long time. It takes real dedication to 3-4 decades, something like that. Back in the 80s, did you ever dream you would be here right now doing this kind of thing?
No, it was my hope. I saw the people at Godfrey Daniels who were people I'd not seen on TV or heard on the radio, but I thought were great, and they were making a living, and I thought if I could be like one of them, that would be the best thing, and so I gave it a try, and if I'd known the odds of making a living in the music business, maybe I wouldn't have tried, but I was ignorant of that. So.
Yeah, you didn't know what you couldn't do.
That's right. I snuck in there somehow.
Yeah, and that was the age of what, MTV, and that was really big.
Yeah, bigger hair. Yeah, much bigger hair those days. I had big hair.
Oh, you had big hair?
Oh, for a while, yeah.
Yeah. Well, why don't you play another song for us, John?
Okay. All right. Yeah, thank you. I will do that.
So John's going to go over to the keyboard there and play a little piano for us, it looks like. And just let us know when you're ready, John. We'll start the show up again.
I'm going to sing you a song that started out as a poem a friend of mine sent to me a long time ago. And the poem that this was based on was written by a woman from western Pennsylvania, and her name was Elma Dean. And it's a song that goes out to the ones who didn't come home and for the ones who remember. It's called Let Them In. Let them in, Peter. They are very tired. Give them couches where the angels sleep, and light those fires. Let them wake whole again. brand new dawns, fired with the sun, not wartime's bloody guns. May their peace be deep. Remember where the broken bodies lie. God knows how young they were to have to die. God knows how young they were to have to die. Oh, give them things they like. Let them make some noise. Give roadhouse bands, not golden harps, to these our boys. Let them love Peter, 'cause they've had no time. They should have trees and bird songs and hills to climb. The taste of summer in a ripened pear, and girls sweet as meadow winds with flowing hair. Tell them how they are missed, and say not to fear, it's gonna be alright with us down here. Oh, let them in, Peter.
John Gorka.
Thank you.
Very, very beautiful. Well, John, these are very, I don't know how to say it, troubled and divisive times. What is music's role in helping out in this situation?
I think, to tell the truth, is that I think it's a nice thing. It's a good idea. I think to try to just, you're trying to get the sound of the feeling. So that, I think that's the, if you can get the sound of the feeling, then that's, I think that's probably the so people don't feel so alone. I think that's the idea.
That's, yeah, well put. That's beautiful, because people can feel pretty lonely, and there's a lot of anger and fear and all of that, and if you can share, which is kind of what genuine music is about, isn't it? Opening one's heart and sharing emotions.
Yeah. For me, music was the, cause I'm not exactly an outgoing person. I was kind of drawn to performing, but never all that comfortable doing it. But music has opened everything. All the good things in my life have come through music, and so I'm very grateful for that. And that's all I have to say.
Okay. Yes. Would you mind playing another song for us, John?
No, I think Amelie's going to come and sing with me. We're just going to do a kind of a finish off with a straight ahead love song, because there's not enough love in this world. So. I didn't know where to look for you last night. I didn't know where to find you. I didn't know how I could touch that light that's always gathering behind you. I didn't know that I would find a way to find you in the morning Love can pull you out of yesterday as it takes you without warning. I wanna be a long-time friend to you. I wanna be a long-time known, not one of your memories used to be a summer's fading song. It's from me, it's to you, for your eyes. It's a way, a wonder that is wise. I am here, you are there, and love is our cross to bear. I know I'll think of us upon that hill, with the golden moon arising, and the stars will fall around us still, while the love is realizing. And so it is until we meet again, and I throw my arms around you. You can count the gray hairs in my head. I'll still be thankful that I found you. It's from me, it's to you, for your eyes. It's a way, a wonder that is wise. I am here, you are there, and love is our cross to bear. Love is our cross to bear. Thank you, Amelia
John
K.
Gorka.
Spicer.
Amelia
Thank
K.
you.
Spicer.
Thank you.
How about that? You know, Ani DeFranco said, pop stardom is not very compelling. I'm much more interested in a relationship between the performer and the audience that is of equals. And every time John Gorka plays a song, he opens up to everyone in the room without pretensions, without posturing. He relates to us in the most genuine way, and we leave feeling we have fully experienced the human condition with all of its suffering, with all of its joy, with all of its heartbreak, with all of its wonder. And speaking of all that, we're going to end with a song that can be traced back to the 7th century Scotland. It's called The Water is Wide. In the Great Folk Revival, Pete Seeger gave it life in the popular consciousness. And since then, it's been done by Barbra Streisand, Roger McGuinn of the Byrds, Sarah McLachlan, Tom Chapin, Linda Ronstadt, and countless others. John did this song on a tribute to Pete Seeger album, and he kindly agreed to have us do the song with him. Please sing along, especially if you're listening to the show on the radio, in the car, at your breakfast table, cleaning house, whatever, because that's what folk music is about. It's life.
And if you're playing along at home, it's in the key of D, because C was too fast. I wish I don't write down all the things I say on the set list when I write up the show. Okay. You can strike that. The water is wide. Okay. water is wide, I cannot cross over, neither have I wings to fly. Give me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and I. There is a ship, and she sails the sea. She's burdened deep, as deep can be, but not so deep as the love I'm in. I know not how I sink or swim. I lean my back up against some young oak, thinking he was a trusty tree. But first he bent, and then he broke, and thus did my false love to me.
Oh, love is handsome, love is fine, gay as a jewel when first it's new. But love grows old and waxes cold and fades away like summer dew.
The seagulls wheel, they turn and dive. The mountain stands beside the sea. This world we know turns round and round, and all for them, and you and me. The water is wide, I cannot cross over, neither have I wings to fly. Wings to fly, give me a boat, give me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and I. That one again. The water is wide, I cannot cross over, neither have I wings to fly. Give me a boat that can carry two, and both shall row, my love and I. And both shall row, my love and I.
Thanks for singing.
Thank you so much for sharing your time with us. Thank you, Mandy Andrews, Amelia K. Spicer, and John Gorka. I'm Ken Hardley. We'll see you next time on
You've been listening to Rolling Hills Radio, episode 96. Special thanks to Mandy Andrews, Amelia K. Spicer, and John Gorka. The Rolling Hills Radio cast and crew are Kathy in charge, Hartley, audio, Steve Chappell, the man who can do sound and play cribbage at the same time, can drink a glass of water with one hand behind his back, Diamond Dick Gould, stage manager Brienne puts the A in alert, Fidel, hand modeling, Tom Fidel, staff joke teller, Nicole Chappell, counting t-shirts, Susan George, just learned how to reply all, Jim Goodling, and Video Magic Cranky Play Productions. I'm Julia Cecil Hanley, reminding you that you can prevent your house smelling like a cat by not having a cat. Please join us next time on Rolling Hills Radio with Ken Hardley.